This is the water after the second washing of the lettuce. It's quite clean. I grew it in my Vigo bed, and the soil was clean, and because it grows pretty well, I kind of just spray it with water to water it, so there shouldn't be any really dirty stuff other than a little bit of dirt, sometimes a bug here or there, but I love that it's so clean. I'm very particular about lettuce. I usually triple or quadruple wash it. By then, you don't have any bugs in it at all, and you've given the lettuce leaves each a thrice over. So one year I grew it in the ground and it grew pretty well, but then it bolted. Then the following year I grew it in a different area, and every single leaf had a slug on it, and I just could not eat it. It was just it was a wet year, so it rained a lot, and it was just inedible. I could not stomach the slugs and stuff, so I threw all that away. And this year it's just beautiful. So I'm gonna dump the water and wash each leaf again for the third time. Another thing is, my favorite lettuce is butter crunch lettuce because it is true to its name. It's buttery, it's very smooth, it makes a great wrap. It's just an awesome all-around lettuce. But I also have a romaine type, as well as a regular leafy green type. And you know what? This is the third batch of lettuce that I've harvested. Like this huge bunch like this, a big bowl full. And the seeds I got were from the Dollar Tree store, and they were only 25 cents a peck. And I grew the cos, I forget the name of it, mostly 2 rows of those, and then 2 rows of that romaine type, and then some butter crunch. And it's making me so much in food. We're making wraps, we're making salads, we stick it in burgers. It's awesome. And it was 25 cents per pack, so you could have a lot of food from just that. And we didn't even use the entire pack of seeds. This is how clean the water is after the third washing, so it's pretty, like, practically clear. And you have confidence in eating your food when you wash it yourself, because I've run my hands from one end to the other of each lettuce, both sides, and I open it up so every crevasse, every nook and cranny has been cleaned, so I know that there are no bugs, no slugs, no worms, nothing. And then also you're confident that you grew your vegetables organically and they don't have any pesticides or anything. So that's what I love. This is my rosemary, Tuscan blue, and it's just growing crazy wild. Last year I harvested it 3 or 4 times and dried it. This year I've already harvested it 1 time, and it's just going crazy everywhere. So I'm going to try to tame it a little bit by harvesting some branches and washing it 3 times, de-stemming them, and then drying the leaves. And they're great for roasting potatoes with. They taste so good. They're so aromatic. You could also make rosemary hair oil to increase the thickness of your hair. So I love it. It's a really useful plant, and it doesn't require that much water. It's very drought sensitive, and I just want to make the most of my plants that I grow, so I'm going to harvest it. And this year I've decided to harvest more items, more things sooner, rather than waiting till the end of the season when you're in a rush to do things. Just periodically go by your plants, go through your plants and harvest them and dry them, process them, so you always have new, fresh growing herbs and vegetables and fruit. And then at the same time, it grows new branches, and the plant stays healthier than being overgrown, and then pests and stuff come around. Hi friends, it's only been about a week and look at those okra popping up all over. That's one batch there and another batch here in this fire ring. So I can't wait. It grew so fast. Now if it weren't shaded out by all these sunflowers and everything, I think it would be growing even faster. Hi friends, I'm going to do some garden cleanup. This goji berry is just going crazy everywhere, and it's blocking my path, and it's just too much. So I'm going to finally have to deal with it. I've been loathing it, so it's time to do it. And in my food forest, I have a ton of weeds coming up, those dandelion looking thingies, and I've been getting different varieties of those, so the dandelion looking stuff and the ones that are spiky. So it's rather annoying. I don't know how they all came into this area of my garden, because over there my apricot tree is kind of blocking that area right there, and so they're gardeners. If they do use the blower, I don't know how a lot of that dust could have come over here, but who knows if they came trekking through there, and it can be quite wild, so I don't know. We'll see.
We have no more room for anything.
Yeah. I've got my little mulberry tree. I don't even know.
Yeah. And you have that mosquito thing.
So I've been cutting the tops, the heads, broccoli heads and cauliflower heads, and harvesting some of the leaves, the yucky leaves for the chickens and the tender leaves for myself.
The praying mantises have hatched. There's one egg inside. Well, there's one egg case with 100 eggs inside, and they're all around here inside the thing. We're gonna release them here. Alright, so here's all of them, and there's some on the lid. We're gonna release them now. I dumped them here, and they're all along this plant. And this one, there is also one down here, and that's it. Let them eat the bugs.
Hi friends, as you know, I have been harvesting a ton of mint from my yard, and I dry it in this big metal bowl that I got from Costco in the oven, and it really does crisp it up. And yes, some of the leaves turn brown, but most of them are green, and they still retain a lot of their flavors. And what I do is I dry them for several days without any extra heat in my gas oven in this metal bowl, because the metal bowl helps to dry the leaves. And of course I've destemmed the leaves, so it's just the leaves. and they're fully dry, and I'll stick it in a jar with some deoxygen packets, like packets that take the oxygen out. Also, what I do is I bag them. I bag the mint in these little paper bags. There's no plastic in it whatsoever, very natural, and it comes with string. You can order it from Amazon. And once you steep this in hot water and you have your tea, you pull it out and you can just throw it directly into your compost or in your garden. And not only will it ward off pests because of the mint smell, but it breaks down really well and feeds your plants. So it's really awesome. And you get like a packet of these towels, these tea bags that come with the string, and the string is just cotton, really nice. You can put as much as you want. So I'm gonna harvest my chamomile pretty soon and do the same thing with that. And I make tea all the time. I make tea with my bag, so it's pretty awesome. And I tasted it and it tastes really fantastic. Hi friends, so my Diablo cosmos are just going bonkers. So I've been deadheading it quite a bit to encourage the blooms. It's looking so gorgeous, like my candy striped cosmos from last year. They're just doing fantastic. Some of my other cosmos are struggling, and I think it's just the soil they were in. We had so much water, it washed out, so much rain, it washed out all the nutrients from the soil. So they were struggling, but this was a newer bed, and this is so fantastic. I love the color, so bright. So I harvested some chives, if you can see, right here and right here. And it's kind of like the Chelsea cut, so I have it right there. Gonna do some omelets with it. And then over here I just chopped the Melissa officinalis lemon balm, and here it is, and I'm gonna make some tea with it. I'm gonna dry it and then make some tea with it, and some fresh leaves will be in my tea, and then the rest will be dried, and then it gives room for it to grow some more so it doesn't go to seed. And here is my horehound. I gotta research how to make the horehound candy, because I believe they said this is very bitter. So, and it looks like it might be starting to go to flower or to seed, so I have to do something about it quick. And here is my true hyssop, and it's growing like crazy, so I'm gonna cut it down and incorporate it into my tea with the Melissa officinalis, so that it doesn't go to flower so soon, and then later in the summer I'll let it bloom. So I'm going to harvest this as well and wash it and dry it. Here's my dill. It's starting to try to go to seed. I got to harvest that as well. I've harvested it several times this season. Here is my tetradill. I purposely left one of the branches to go to seed because I really love this variety of dill. And the other ones, let's see, this is cilantro or parsley, I forget. And the other bits of the dill are somewhere. I started transplanting tomatoes into my beds and basil, and in the shade I try to grow some cabbages. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm gonna try. Here's some more tomatoes, and I snuck in some cucumbers amongst the tomatoes. So there's one, and this is one. My Rouge Royale sunflower, I stuck 3 seeds in here, but only one plant took. But I thought it was going to be redder than that, but it's like a rusty color with a yellow fringe, and then the dark center. And from here it looks really red, so it's kind of weird, but it's a rusty color, but when you image it, it looks red. But I was looking for something burgundy, like, or bright red in the sunflower range. But I love it. It's bringing in lots of pollinators, and what I love about it is it has multi heads of flowers. So let me just count. There's 2 right there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh my god, there's just way more, and each head has multiple blooms. It's a really lovely sunflower. I love it. And my tomatoes are starting to have fruit. I don't know if you can see it there, but they haven't turned red yet.